Welcome to First Unitarian this beautiful May 3rd day. Hello, I'm Sue Scott, and I'm the worship associate for today. I answer to she, her pronouns, have salt and pepper long hair, and today I am 78 years old. We welcome you to First Unitarian, where some of us have been members for decades. For others, this may be your very first time in a UU congregation. We're glad you're joining us as we explore the theme, Awakening Curiosity. Thanks to all the volunteers and staff who awaken early to make Sunday mornings possible. We also want to welcome our online participants. We encourage you to introduce yourself in the chat. At First Unitarian, we share our pronouns and offer visual self-descriptions to welcome all into the full life of this church. In that same spirit of love and equity, we have large print orders of service and hymnals available in the back of the sanctuary. There are also some over-the-ear hearing assistant devices. Our sanctuary is equipped with telecoil hearing loop system. To utilize the telecoil system with your hearing aid, contact your hearing aid provider. Speaking of assistance devices, now's the time to silence your cell phones. Anything that might distract us for the next hour. We always have fun events for every age and interest. 3 upcoming events. Our April Showers Bring May Flowers celebration will be happening in the social hall after the service. Come join us for treats and the 50-50 raffle winner announcement. There is still time to buy those tickets before the drawing, I think. Yes. And a reason to celebrate. And a reason to celebrate is because we've almost made $1,700 from the auction. Oh, I'm sorry. I was never good at math. Tony can attest to that. This Tuesday, May 5th, we have our last Alliance meeting of the church year. It is a salad potluck starting at 11:30. The program will feature all things bird with Steve Davis from the Oklahoma City Audubon Society. He will tell us about meetings around the state and apps and tools for our computers. See Becky Talent for more information. Our third announcement today is the Garden Covenant Group is having their annual sale out in the backyard, in the courtyard. So please check them out because they've got some great plants. There's more information listed on the back of the order of service, the weekly newsletter, or our website, oneuc.org. Staying informed about community life is a shared responsibility, and we strive to share information. As you are looking at the order of service, notice the QR code. If you're not yet on our email list, please use the QR code to sign up after you turn your phone back on. If you are online, you can sign up under the newcomers section of our website. Now is the time to share our welcome. Take a very brief moment to greet someone seated next to you and wave to the online camera people.
Good morning, Mommy! Good morning.
Thank you for participating in that warm welcome of community. After the service, you can continue the conversations at the auction celebration. The flowers on the altar table this morning were donated by Tony Scott and me in honor of all the May baby creatures. We light our chalice in Midtown Oklahoma City on land that was home to first Americans, including the Apache, Caddo, and Wichita, on land that was taken from the Muskogee and Seminole, and other removed and relocated peoples. Our chalice lighters this morning are Rick and Debbie Gibbons. Our chalice reading is by Betts Winnicky. May this flame, symbol of transformation since time began, fire our curiosity, strengthen our wills, and sustain our courage as we seek what is good within and around us.
Many of you received an email this week with information about Russell Bennett. One of our longtime members passed away this month on August 15th. He was at home with his wife, Sandy, with the supportive care of hospice. A memorial service for Russell will be held here on Saturday, May 30th at 2 p.m. So we'll pause now to light our memorial candle for Russell Bennett. May this flame honor a life well lived and be a symbol of warmth and hope in this time of loss.
Please join me in reading our covenant. The words can be found in the order of service or on the screen. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
So I am Reverend Kent. Good morning. I'm a middle-aged white man with brown curly hair wearing a black clergy robe with a green and purple stole. I use he, him pronouns. Welcome everyone to this community of seekers and questioners, of those open to revelation that comes from experiencing one another and experiencing the spirit of life. May we remember that while we have some answers, we don't have all the answers. While we know some things, we don't know everything. And while we have lived, others have experiences very different from our own. Welcome to this community full of questions and possibilities. Welcome to our time of worship. Our opening hymn this morning is We Would Be One. It's number 318 in your gray hymnals. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit to join in singing.
Ourselves
Would you join me now in a short time of prayer or meditation? Spirit of life and wonder, we come carrying questions we barely know how to ask. Stir in us a living curiosity. When we meet what's unfamiliar, turn at least some of our fear into wondering. When we feel the pull to shut down, grant us one more honest question. May we notice anew what we have walked past 100 times. May we listen for stories we've heard before, but with new ears. May we meet this day not as a problem to solve, but as a mystery to explore. Amen. Shalom and blessed be. Today, I want to share a story with you that comes from Ghana. It's about the spider named Anansi, who decided he wanted to gather all the wisdom in the world and keep it for himself. But he was also afraid of other people being wise. If other people felt wise, he wouldn't feel so special. So as I share this story with you, I want you to listen with the question, is the knowledge that I collect or that we collect for ourselves, or is it something that we need to be sharing with the world? So Anansi the spider loves to tell a good story. He can regale you for hours with stories of wonder and stories full of fun, stories full of facts too, because he is nosy. Anansi knows almost everything about almost everybody. Almost. But Anansi wants to know everything. So one day he went to the house of the sun god, and Anansi begged, "Oh, mighty sun god, you see everything and everyone from up there. Won't you share your great wisdom with me? I'll use it wisely to spin wonderful stories for everyone." So the sun god said, "Anansi, I'll put all of the wisdom in the world here in this clay pot for you, but you must share that wisdom with everyone." Of course, Anansi promised that he would. He took this big pot home and he looked deep into that clay pot, and sure enough, he saw sights he had never seen before. He heard sounds that he didn't even know existed. This is too good to give away, he thought. I'll keep this great wisdom for myself, but I'll have to hide it. I'll have to look for a good hiding place. So he decided to climb up to the tallest tree. There he would tie up his clay pot in the leafy branches where no one would find it. So he started climbing this tree, holding the pot in front of him. Now someone help me, how many legs does a spider have? 8. Thank you. So Anansi has 6 more legs to climb this tree with as he's holding the pot with 2 of them. But the climbing was hard. With all that knowledge, that pot was heavy. By that point, he wished he had 10 legs. But then his youngest daughter came outside and saw her dad struggling in the yard. She asked, "Dad, wouldn't it be easier if you tied the pot to your back? Then you could use all your limbs to climb the tree." Do you think Anansi was happy with the good advice from his daughter? No. He got mad. Mad at her, mad at climbing, mad at himself, mad at the whole situation. He said, "Why, when I have all the wisdom in the world right here in my hands, why does this kid think that she knows better than me? and Anansi got so angry that he threw the pot down on the ground. Right then and there, all the wisdom of the world came flowing out of the pot. Some fell here, some fell there. No one gets all the wisdom, but everyone gets some of the wisdom. This is why even today, wisdom is everywhere. If you listen to the stories spun from storytellers all over the world, you will hear that wisdom sprinkled everywhere. Here ends our story for today.
Now is a time in our worship service where we sing our children and youth off to their religious exploration clubs. Today, an art club will be continuing to explore the art of puppetry, and I think our games club might just be going outside today. So please join us in singing Building a New Way. The words will be up on the screen, and let's go build some community.
When thinking about curiosity, I immediately turn to nature. Every morning I walk through the woods with the dogs to retrieve the paper. My curiosity is always aroused, and each season is different. Lately, I experience the intoxicating scent of honeysuckle. I stop, take in the aroma, actually get a little loopy on it, and feel blessed. I remember learning how to pinch the bottom of the flower and pulling out the stem to get some nectar. Such a treat. On the way back up the driveway, I witnessed the intertwining power of green briar, winding itself around anything in its path. Who knew that you could eat the new spring shoots of the briar and that they'd taste like asparagus? Believe it or not, it's true. I have a newfound respect for that gnarly plant with thorns. I marvel at all the ancestors who were curious and brave enough to forage and eat the bounty the earth provides long before the FDA told us what to eat. Growing up, my mother decided early on that her children were not going to be couch potatoes. She found ways for us to combat boredom. She was always encouraging us to go outside, read a book, or do something creative, probably to get some peace and quiet. She did not consider TV to be a suitable option. I'd love to know what she'd say about social media or New York Times games. Fortunately, boredom can lead to curiosity, which can stimulate creativity. In 2020, my curiosity shifted. First, I was bored. Then, instead of wonder, I experienced confusion, disbelief, and a distinct feeling of dismay. All the volunteer opportunities that had filled my time in retirement went away because of COVID restrictions. I was left with an enormous amount of idle time. I confess that I enjoy my alone time, but now that time was filled with unusual thoughts that questioned the future. The uncertainty caused me to seek solace through creativity. So I focused on learning new skills, putting my art supplies to good use, and catching up on my reading. And when no one was home to observe me, I watched a lot of HDTV. Sorry, Mom. As a retired art teacher with 40 years' experience, I can honestly say that all of us have a creative gene. All of us. Every one of us has a creative gene, even those who say, I can't draw a straight line. You might be a seed planter, a flower bush pruner, a vegetable grower. Perhaps you like to explore new recipes, spice up dishes, set a beautiful table. And how about all those tinkerers? Yes, even the ones who take things apart to see how they work and sometimes put them back together. Creativity and curiosity are going to be our salvation in our near and far future. To navigate this murky world where everything is chaotic and mind-boggling, we need to be curious about what might be possible. We also need to know our rights and educate those younger than ourselves about the wrongs that we helped right during our lifetime with our songs, our protests, and our idealistic aspirations. All those are threatened now. Let's believe in a better world. Let's learn new things, expand our mind, return to wonder. Our world is clamoring for solutions. We still have wrongs to right. So let us awaken our curiosity and get those creative juices flowing. As Joyce Vance and others keep saying, we're in this together. Speaking of being in this together, now's the time to take our offering, our Change for Change. This month's Change for Change is a Community Response Network, CRN, and Daisy from CRN will tell us more.
I was going to say good morning. It is good morning. So yeah, no, my name's Daisy with Community Response Network. We have Haiti and we have Bree, and it's 4 of us. Unfortunately, we don't have a photo up there, but what do we do, right? A little backstory, I've been in LA, I lived in LA for a while. Back in 2019, there was a rapid response training happening because we knew what, this administration was gonna do. Back then, it didn't work. Now, of course, it's bad. So last year in 2025, we started with helping our community, verifying that where ICE is, verifying, just make sure that we're not spreading any rumors, and ensure that our community feels safe. With that, we have done so many projects after that. But if I really go back, and I was just telling Sandra here at this point that this goes back for me, I'm 30-something. I'm not gonna tell you, but back when I was in LA, my mom's undocumented, still is, and I would always be scared, and I remember having this fear that my mom's not coming back. She was working at a warehouse, she was doing all that, and she was sewing clothes and jeans, and I remember just not being sure if she was gonna come back, right? And the fear that comes with that, I don't think it ever leaves. And so when people ask, why do you do the work you do, it's because we're passionate about it, because we've been living it for years, right? And with that, there's so many stories. Just even last week, we had a family, he got arrested, the breadwinner, and now you have a single mother of a 1-year-old not knowing what to do, and luckily, they got the money, but can you imagine $15,000 for bond? Can you imagine that? We didn't have the money at CRN. Now, if we ask for money, it's because, hey, we appreciate it. We need it because there's so many families that need that utility bill getting paid. And with that, we had another one with a dog. There was a dog left behind in a Ford F-150, a white Ford F-150. Family came in and picked it up, but we have a mother now with 7 kids. We paid utility bills, we did electricity, we did gas, and that's that. Now we're looking for diapers, we're looking for clothes, special needs child, and so everything that you guys give us today it's going towards that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. We're doing also Feed the Barrio, which is helping our in-house community, and that has been great, and it's expanding. We want to do showers, we want to do laundry services. We just want to make sure that our community knows that we're here and that we do care and that we do see them, right? With that, legal clinics as well. Anyone that needs help finding immigration, an attorney, getting free notaries, and getting their power of attorney letters, we also do that. But that is CRN. We've been a year, and it's been amazing, and it's really the help with all of you guys. Sandra, I mean, Mary Lou, where is she? There you go, Mary Lee's out there, and so they've been great in supporting our cause, and everything, again, that you guys give us is going straight to the community. We don't pay ourselves. We have a full-time job. I have 2 kids. We have a kid here, and again, we're busy. This is another full-time job, but we do it because we truly care about our community. So again, I appreciate the just for us being here. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, that was like,
Okay, ushers, will you please come forward to take the offering? Today we have 2 readings. The first reading is by Tom Hartman, The Quiet Courage of Changing Your Mind. Changing your mind is one of the hardest things a human being can do. It isn't hard because new evidence is rare or because learning is unpleasant. It's hard because beliefs don't just live in the intellect. They live in identity, community, memory, and pride. The quiet courage of changing your mind lies in its humility. It requires acknowledging that your understanding was partial, that your perspective was limited, and/or that the world is more complex than the story you once told yourself. Children do this naturally. They revise their understanding constantly because they aren't yet invested in being right. They're instead invested in figuring things out. Somewhere along the way, we replace curiosity with reputation.
And our second reading comes from Rainer Maria Rilke. Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart, and try to love the questions themselves, like locked rooms and like books that are written in a very foreign tongue. Do not now seek the answers, which cannot be given you because you would not be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now. Perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing it, live along some distant day into the answer. Here ends our readings. Would you join me for just a short moment of silent meditation? You might let your eyes gently close if that's comfortable for you, so that sit a little more deeply in your seat. And let us be together in a moment of shared silence. Namaste. Amen. Shalom and blessed be. How many of you grew up or perhaps raised your kids reading about the antics of a little monkey named Curious George and his friend, the man in the big yellow hat? Invariably, George's curiosity got him into some trouble, usually more funny than dangerous. The message wasn't a harsh critique of curiosity, but it was a gentle warning. And of course, we all know what happened in the Garden of Eden. This is a major plot point in the creation story for 3.8 billion people on this earth. Eve's curiosity, encouraged by the snake, prompted both herself and Adam to eat from the tree of knowledge. That prototypical act of curiosity got humanity cast out of paradise. And sadly, even with 9 lives, after 8 full, adventurous lives, finally in the end, curiosity killed that cat. There are many, many proverbial warnings about the dangers of curiosity. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, the stories that we all know. In our Unitarian Universalist faith, we push back against that provincialism. As a great lineage of heretics and free thinkers, we engage in curiosity with gusto. As I gave it a good look this week, though, curiosity isn't as easy as we might like to believe or to proclaim ourselves to be. It can actually be quite challenging. In our churches, open-mindedness is more than a value to exercise outside in the world. It's really an essential ingredient for living our faith well in here. Our pluralism, this bringing together people who actually believe very different things about the world and how it came to be, is one of our most radical achievements. Theists and humanists, pagans and agnostics, Christians and Buddhists, we don't just share space engaging in our separate spiritual practices alongside each other. It's not like a theological food court or a co-working space where everyone does their own thing and moves along. We are here to share in the same meal and to work on the same shared project. This great religious experiment of ours is to actually be in community with one another and to let the differences in belief nurture our own faith. As our worship associates sometimes say, we thrive together not in spite of our differences, but because of them. The only way I know to make that work, literally the only way that I know to move beyond tolerance toward mutual thriving, is sincere curiosity about one another. Curiosity that moves beyond polite tolerance. That's a tall order. It's basically saying we genuinely care about and are interested in each other. It sounds simple, but it's actually a really big deal. It's a type of mutuality that some families don't even make room for. Sitting in this sanctuary is an acknowledgement that the person next to you sees the world differently. And that difference is an opportunity to discover something new, not just about them, but about yourself too. That difference can open worlds of learning that sameness never could. Of course, this is an ideal that we are aspiring to, right? No one's perfect. We do pride ourselves, as you use, on being open-minded, and I love that about us. There's a challenge, though. Being open-minded can be a little bit paradoxical. In our striving to be curious and open-minded, we sometimes are tempted to point fingers at others we perceive as close-minded. And sometimes in the process, we manage to ever so slightly narrow our own minds and hearts a little bit. Open-mindedness, I think, is a little bit like the virtue of humility. I'm the most humble person in the world. It doesn't work, does it? It may be that open-mindedness, like humility and most virtues, is best demonstrated through action rather than claiming to be the best at it. Rather than suggesting that others should be more like us, it works much better if we lead by example. Genuine curiosity, it turns out, is a heavy burden, like we heard from our friend Anansi. Because every once in a while, we'll stumble upon new ideas and information that challenge us. And as human animals, we are far more driven by our emotions than by reason. Yes, all of us, you and me included, we are all more driven by our emotions than by reason. That is a bitter pill to swallow in our liberal religion. I mean liberal in the classical sense of celebrating an individual's decision-making and their use of reason. As our reading from earlier described, changing your mind is one of the hardest things human beings can do. It's not impossible, but it requires a healthy dose of humility. Changing our mind on something that matters asks, can you let that piece of your identity go? Can you admit you were wrong before? Or let go of your thought for an opportunity to grow in a new direction? Actual, functional curiosity requires humility and vulnerability, which I feel are fleeting these days. It also requires some discipline. Not all learning is easy or even fun. Yeah, we can absorb information from YouTube or from a quick conversation with a friend who summarizes an NPR story in about 2 sentences. I don't know if I would actually call that curiosity, though. That's a little more akin to entertainment, or maybe even seeking confirmation for what we think we already know. The discipline of curiosity doesn't have to be drudgery or even formal, but it does require effort that goes beyond what's convenient or comfortable in the moment. This open-minded stuff turns out to be much more difficult than it sounds. It might help to ease the work of curiosity if we focus on something that excites us, or start where we are in church. We're surrounded by some incredibly bright people who have a wealth of professional and life experiences. A member of my previous church was really, really good at this. The words, "Can I ask you a question?" came out of her mouth in every single conversation I had with her. Her name was Liz. She's a smart cookie. She was a hospital administrator by profession. She's also a super curious person and willing to put herself out there if she doesn't fully understand something. If you're curious, ask the question. And if it was the wrong question to ask, if you really shouldn't have asked the question, then you'll learn something there too. Either way, you're going to learn. I will add a little caveat. We were talking about this in our discussion group before the service today. Maybe don't ask a personal question about someone's culture or race or gender that's someone you've just met. Hang out. Get to know the person a little bit. Have some small talk. Talk about work or family or other interests. And then, if you still have a burning question, ask in a way that shows sincere curiosity. Ask because you want to get closer to them as a friend, not to see them more as a stranger. Curiosity can also mean trying new things, and church offers a tremendous array of opportunities for this. We need all sorts of volunteers. If you want to learn baking or QuickBooks or teaching children or minor electrical work or plumbing or music or public speaking or flower arranging or protest organizing or knitting, we've got you covered. Someone here will teach you how to do those things, and thank you for your interest. A volunteer commitment is an incredible way of motivating yourself to learn something new. I was just telling the book group this past week, one of the reasons that I have run a book group for years is that I find it really hard to motivate myself to read, frankly. And leading a book group once a month means that I'm reading at least one interesting, good book a month. Making a volunteer commitment here or anywhere can provide a framework, a structure for learning and curiosity. We often talk about it as a window to the world, education, or a window to open opportunities. It's also a pathway for becoming more compassionate. Jen Pisicki tells a story about how curiosity opened her to more compassion one day. She tells the story about taking her daughter to the library for story time. On that lovely day in a shared community space, she couldn't help but notice another mom there. The other mom had 2 children with her, but this mom wasn't engaged with her kids at all. In fact, she was sitting with her back turned toward the group as she was playing with her phone. Fortunately, Jen had been thinking about the role of curiosity in judgment and compassion, and this was her opportunity to test out the theory. The knee-jerk response to the unattentive other mother would be judgment. She's not even paying attention to her kids. But curiosity raised other options. Could she be waiting on an important message from a family member? Is she using the phone to look for a new job? There are so many critically important things she might have been doing in these very few precious moments when her kids were entertained somewhere else. Maybe it's naive, but there's something very freeing about giving another person the benefit of the doubt, or at least getting curious about what's happening underneath the surface of what you're witnessing. Curiosity can also be a tool for accepting ourselves and what's going on, no matter where we might find ourselves. Reverend Doug Kraft tells about a particularly unpleasant experience on a flight. I think we have all been here. After his first flight was delayed, he barely made his second connection. He was planning to grab a bite to eat, but had to rush to catch that next flight. Shortly after the plane pushed back from the gate, came the moment we have all experienced. The captain comes on the intercom. "We want to give you an update on our progress." Everyone knows that is going to be bad news. He normally liked to look out the window, but the woman seated next to the window had closed the shutters so she could watch the movie. The person on the other side of him was also watching the movie and enjoying it a lot, quite loudly. He tried to read, he tried to sleep, he tried to work on his computer, seeking the sweet distraction that his fellow travelers seemed to have enjoyed. But nothing was engaging his brain, nothing was distracting. Finally, he gave in. He closed his eyes, got curious about what was going on inside himself, and he felt the cranky thoughts. That's when he realized this crankiness did not consume him. It was not the overpowering monster that he feared. It was much more like a whining small child, complaining that it didn't get the right number of chicken nuggets or got the wrong color cup to drink from. It was sad, but also kind of sweet and endearing. Life always has frustrations. When they arise, pausing to be curious about our feelings can help us make much better next steps. Whether it's in our own hearts or finding compassion for someone else we don't know or building beloved community, curiosity is a big, big part of our faith. One of the UU phrases that has grown on me over the years is the living tradition. You may see it's the title of our hymnals, Singing the Living Tradition. And each year at General Assembly, a whole worship service called the Service of the Living Tradition is where newly ordained ministers and retiring ministers are recognized for those transitions. I think it's a beautifully poetic description of who we are as a community, a living tradition. We are held fast by roots and communities of love and resistance that date back to the earliest days of Christianity. This congregation alone is well over 100 years old. We are a very established tradition. We are also alive, always growing and evolving, improving, picking up new ideas, and even letting go of some old ideas that no longer serve us. Living is beautiful. It's also very messy and unpredictable. But I'm glad to be part of a community of brave people who are curious together. People who've bought a ticket for this journey to seek the truth in love. Amen. Our closing hymn today is in your gray hymnals. It's number 145, As Tranquil Streams. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit to join in singing. Please be seated.
Now's the time to extinguish our chalice. Like the flame of the chalice, may the flame in our hearts burn, remaining unextinguished. May it ignite our energies, our drive, and our resolve to dream, to build, and to live in a world that for now exists only in our imaginings.
Friends, walk softly, speak truthfully, love boldly, and breathe deeply. Go in peace. Let the light within you be a blessing to the world.